So, Chapter 3 ends tomorrow, and I have not made any videos this season, except for the reaction video. But we got T-minus 21 hours and 30 minutes until the end event of this chapter. And, the beginning of the video is going to be me just talking about this chapter, and then we're going to segue into me and my friends doing weird stuff, have some fun. And, yeah. And then I'm going to make a promise at the end of this video. It's going to be pretty interesting because I only have 21 hours to do it. Alright, let's load into this game. Let's do this, actually. Alright. So, we're going to start this video by having a little conversation. So, Chapter 4 starts on Sunday, which is crazy because on Sunday, it'll have been 1 year since Chapter 2 ended. So this whole chapter has been less than a year long. That's kind of crazy, Less than a year. 4 seasons, Was it long enough? Was it good enough? Let's talk about that right now. Season 1, Chapter 3. A banger, alright? We're talking, I was ready to never think about Chapter 2 again. We just got Marshmallow in the background. I was ready to move on from Chapter 2 already, because Season 1 was just a banger. I mean, we had a completely new map, we had an amazing Winterfest, we had Spider-Man, we had, completely new map, except for Greasy Grove, and later we would get Tilted, and whatever was right here. It was just amazing, alright? The loot pool was completely new. We had some amazing weapons get added. We had the MK. We even got some twists off of some classic weapons. We had the heavy shotgun, which was amazing. We had clingers come back. We had not ATKs. We had quad crashers come back, which was amazing. Everything was new, Chapter 3 as well. We had the Med Mist come in. We had the Guzzle Juice, which was only in there for Season 1, but amazing item. It healed you so quickly. And we had, what else did we have? We had the shield kegs come into play, which is a very amazing and useful item for when you're playing with your friends. My guy, I know you are not in here with the Gold Trooper, okay. And we also got tents that season, which was a game changer, because we had never been able to store items from one match to another. So that was game breaking. We also had the introduction of the sliding mechanic, which, I'll touch on some more topics a little later, but I'm just going to say I love sliding. Sliding is such a great change of pace, and for what we got, it was amazing. We had some great POIs. Some of them are not here anymore. We had Camp Cuddle, We had Covert Cavern, or Covert Canyon, whatever. It was Covert Cavern. Logjam. It was Logjam. Was it Logjam Junction? Logjam. Oh no, it was Logjam Lumberyard. That was one of my favorite places to land this season. Not here anymore. But Logjam was great. We had the reintroduction of Shifty Shafts, which is not here this season. Makes me a little sad because I really loved landing Shifty. Shifty was great, We also had the Daily Bugle. I almost forgot about that. That was with us for more than half the chapter, Daily Bugle was. And I honestly miss it. Daily Bugle was a fun location. It was fresh. We had Spider-Man mythics, which is another thing. The Spider-Man mythics were so much fun to play around with. I would go into Battle Lab and just swing. That was all I would do in Battle Lab. Just go in, find myself some mythics, and just call it a day. Just call it a 3 hours. And it was so much fun. Just getting the mythics from this little backpack, and it was a lot of fun. One of the most fun times in Fortnite, I think, personally. We also had the hype up for Season 2, which was drills coming out of the ground, and I actually used that in my Season 1 edit. because I was keeping up with the lore. Not so much now, but I was keeping up with the lore, and I was like, IO is drilling into the ground. Gotta make this into the video. We also had the Sanctuary, and we had the Rocks Mythic MK, which I don't think I really ever got to use all that much, but it was a very crazy mythic to use. I do not want this guy on me. I don't think he's here anymore. The Rock was a very hard boss to fight, but you could easily defeat him. I hope this guy does not see me. Dead. Oh, you're gone. Ooh. That was a crazy play right there. Look at all this loot. All for me. Didn't even take a lick of damage. Give me that. What you can do here. We gotta be careful. There's probably someone that heard that and is coming for us. Ooh, we got. Alright. Let's make our way over there. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, the rock. And let's go ahead and talk about the end event for chapter 2 while we're at it. Amazing lead in to chapter 3. Not a long wait time to play chapter 3. I of course saw only half of it because my game crashed. But from what I did play, it was one of my favorite events. Probably would be my favorite if I was able to, play the whole thing. I'm just wiping everyone with this goo gun. And we got full shields right here. Yeah, like I said, definitely would have been one of my favorites. Or it is is it my favorite? We'll see. If I had been able to play the entire event, it would definitely be my favorite event. We got to go down into those bunkers finally that we've been waiting to see what was inside all chapter. We got, we got the Rock as the foundation. Reintroduction of a lot of the story, like Io and their relationship with the Seven, and all sorts of that kind of stuff. Great event, great lead into chapter 3. I'm hoping that this event will be even better, but we can only see. So I think with that, that's enough talking about chapter 3 season 1, because I don't think there's much to go over. But yeah, an incredibly more than solid start to a chapter. One of my favorite seasons actually. So much about it was fresh, fun. A 9.5 out of 10 for me. One of my favorite seasons that I have ever played. And then we go into season 2. Now that I've had a little bit of time to let it settle in me, season 2, it wasn't horrible. However, it was definitely not great. Let's start from the beginning. Day 1, we are expecting this amazing war season, which we went ahead and had to lower our expectations for what they could do because of the unfortunate situation over in Ukraine. Start of the season it felt good, felt strong. I was excited, no building for 2 weeks, which is now one of the big mechanics in the game now. Like half the game is about not building. We still have the regular building modes, but for those who don't like that, they've got the no building. And I think a lot of streamers have actually moved over to no building. For me, I've always been into building. If I need to build a wall, in case I need to, it's there. I was able to get a hang of no building, but since building came back, I've not been able to indulge myself back into it because I play a match, I can't build, I forget that I can't build, and then I die. So, you know, for me, it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I do understand that a lot of the community does love building or not building. Like Ninja, and I think Cypher does play no build too. But yeah, Ninja, I watch some of his clips. He's always playing no builds. And that's great. Half of the community loving no builds, half of the community is perfectly fine. Yeah, season 2 had an interesting start with that. We had the war going on between the IO and the 7, which added in for some interesting mechanics. We had some interesting new weapons. Not all of them I loved. For example, a Ranger, I could care less about it. It does allow for some interesting plays. You get up close to someone, just bang, they're already dead. It's crazy. Also, you can shoot from long range, incredibly good range on that shotgun. What else do we get? We had the reintroduction of LMGs, which is fun. We had C4 being incredibly useful. We had tanks and battle buses. We had 2 new vehicles this season, which was a lot of fun. I didn't actually use the tanks too much, but the battle buses were a lot of fun. You had how many people could be on it? I think it was 5 or 6, which is a lot for a vehicle. The tanks were a lot of fun to use. If you could get that headshot damage in, they were gone. Tanks are a lot of fun. We had the repair torch come into the game, which I honestly don't understand why it's still in the game. It was useful in Season 2, and I don't think I've touched it since. In Season 2, we had the blimps, which were a lot of fun. I liked landing at those places a lot. We had 5 of them on the map, I think. We had one at the Daily Bugle. We had one over at Covert Cavern, which I think was now called Command Cavern, if I'm not mistaken. And we also had the drill over here, which we were just at, the big old drill, which you could get Sloan's mythic burst rifle, which the burst was actually a new weapon as well. We had instead of the MK assault rifle, we now had the Striker burst assault rifle, which I don't know which I like more in my opinion. I think I like the MK more, but I know the Striker burst was really loved in the community. A lot of people use that, especially over the Ranger. I used to like the Ranger, not so much anymore. None of the ARs I'm getting this off. Yeah, we had an interesting loot pool in the season. Still none of the original weapons, but it was okay. We had some new weapons. Some of them were alright, some of them were good, some of them were not so great. I do think the strength of this season were the vehicles. You had the tanks, you had the buses, and that was really interesting. The war storyline itself, I felt, was a little bit underused. Let me get out of this area. And I mean that when we're doing the storyline, it didn't really feel like there were 2 sides at war. It felt like we were just randomly into a war, and I feel like this is a weird conversation to talk about, or topic to talk about how a war starts, But usually, there's a little bit of mutual dispute before they full on just fight it out. But for this season, it didn't really feel like that, which it's fine. It's a game after all. Worried about gameplay, not the storyline. But with Fortnite, the storyline is a very important thing, and I feel like it's good if it goes nicely. For this season, I didn't really feel that, and we also just kind of were introduced to the rest of the 7, and the last member of the 7 was introduced through the item shop. And something like that didn't sit right with me, especially someone who was so into the lore. It just felt like, wow, we really just were introduced to the last member of the 7. A group that's been very important since the beginning of the game. Season 3, Chapter 1, Season 3, is when we were first introduced to the 7. Maybe it was Season 4. I think it was Season 4. So that's very beginning of this game's life. and we just were introduced to the last member through item shop. Something about that didn't sit right with me, but it didn't really have much of an effect on the season as a whole. Um, we I don't recall us having like the best XP system that season, which is very important with battle passes and stuff being able to fully unlock. And also some of the rewards, just that's another thing. The battle pass was not that great season two. We had Doctor Strange for his new movie. We had Gunner, who was interesting. We also had the two members of the Seven. We had the Imagined and the Origin. Um, those were probably the only two skins I cared about that season. That's a crow. Okay. Those were probably the only two skins that I cared about that season. And the bonus rewards were nothing special either. I mean, what were they even? I think the second tier were the most interesting, purely because they kind of reminded me of the cubes from season 8 of chapter 2. Other than that, I think we had white styles, which were alright. And then we had the cube, well, I call them the cube styles because they are purple and gold. Those were probably the best ones. And then we also had a third, just like vomit green style. And I don't know, I didn't try to get these ones. I ended up getting all three of Gunner, and I think all three for Doctor Strange, but I think that's it. I did not really try to get any of the other ones. Yeah, Battle Pass was a solid 4 out of 10 in my opinion. Season itself, I'm going to give it a 5, which, a while ago I would have said 4 as well. I did not really have a great taste for this season while it was happening. Didn't play it that much. I was, however, excited for the event. The event was amazing. We had Collision that season, and that event saw the return of the mech from season 9. There's some good storylines there too, as well as the return of the Paradigm, who is very important in this chapter. The event itself was amazing. We got to bring in. It was just you and 3 of your friends, and if you didn't have any friends, then 3 random people. And it started off in the event. The event started off with you all, or us all in the mech. 1 second, let me get this guy. I'm a bit rusty. Just a little bit rusty. Let me eat this real quick. And then we're splash off a little bit. Ooh, wait, hold up. Whoa! Alright now. Take a chill pill. Yeah, as I was saying, the event, it started off with you and your friends in the mech itself, and that's where we waited for 40 minutes. And I really liked the beginning, like before the event, like the pre-event. It was interesting because you were in there and you were just kind of keeping yourself entertained. There was a mini game where you could just shoot the lasers and rockets, and I think you got points if you hit the asteroids, if I'm not mistaken. But every 5 minutes or so, there would be a little interruption with the Origin or Agent Jones and the Foundation, kind of briefing you on what's happening down on the island, and I really liked that. It was something really interesting, and it gave something to look forward to as the time passed. Where are we going? Over here. Ooh. That was the kid from the lobby. That was the Gold Trooper. He had the, he was really hyper about killing me. Just wiped him. Oh shoot, it's top 2. Alright. Now, the event, we already brought up where we started. I'm trying to keep an eye out for this last guy. I don't want to get shot from behind and then die. I don't think he's anywhere near here. I don't need that dial drop. Where is this guy? I wonder if it was the guy that was fighting over near the house. And if so, he'd be somewhere in this vicinity. But I don't see him. I'm going up here. I'm sorry, guys. I really want to make sure I concentrate, so I cannot. Ooh, this makes me nervous. I'm worried he's in one of them. Luckily, it's probably not. Shoot. Yep. It's alright. We got check splashes. Get that guy. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. No? I need to go. Oh, he's low. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I'm gonna go. That's the last dub of Chapter 3, boys. Last solo dub of Chapter 3. Taking a picture of that. I don't even care. Look at that. Beautiful. Last solo. That's hype. Alright. Sending that to the boys. Alright. That's what it's all about. Ooh. Ooh. Christmas things. I need to get back to the video, but like, ooh. Look at this. Christmas. Ho ho ho. Oro back in the item shop? This dude has not. This is a rare occurrence. When was the last time this guy was here? I have not seen him since his release date. Alright. Interesting item shop. Interesting item shop. Honestly, like the first time in how long? So the event of season 2. I really like that it's pre-event. Funny story. In my video of the event, you can actually see me and my friends almost miss the event, and it was one of the scariest experiences because I was like, oh my gosh. And I found out later that if you only had 3 people in your lobby, it would not affect the event at all. So we really panicked for nothing. But we backed out 2 minutes left of the event, before the event, and we were able to make it in just fine, but we had a little scare. So the event itself, it was really interesting. I don't know if it's my favorite, but you know, we're flying to the island. We stomp on some mechs and brutes and tanks. There's a lot of team effort things as well. Like you had to blow up the big drill. You had to all mash the A button or X button or whatever button. And then we also had to try and destroy the collider, which was the big thing of that event. You know? And then we go underground and we have to fight the ground forces, and we get to see the 0 point shift through realities. And there was a little Darth Vader cameo, which I remember me and my friends all got excited for that. And then it ended with us saving the 0 point, destroying the collider, and destroying the IO, which we now know is not the true case. But yeah, and that led us directly into season 3. Let me rate season 2 actually. I already rated it. Season 2, 5 out of 10. Season 3. Where do I even begin? All right, launch day of season 3. I had hope, you know. I did not care for season 2, you know. Season 3, you know, the loot pool. Let's start with that. That's probably the best part to start with is the loot pool. I was not a fan. The hammer assault rifle was not good. No point in using it. 20 bullets, horrible spread, horrible aim accuracy. It was not a good assault rifle, especially when we already had the striker burst and the ranger, both of which were still in the game this season. Oh, speak of the devil. There was just no point in using the hammer assault rifle. No use. Nothing. No, why would you even take it off the ground? The two-shot shotgun was introduced this season, and it was basically a normal version of the primal shotgun. You know, it had 2 bullets that it could shoot. I think it shot as fast as the primal shotgun did at the end of season 6. So it was basically just the primal shotgun. Somehow they made it worse. You know, originally everyone hated the primal shotgun because it was too good. Somehow they messed that up, and then everyone hated the two-shot shotgun because it was the worst thing they'd ever laid their hands upon. I mean, we're talking horrible accuracy, horrible damage. It was incredibly slow, especially the reload. The reload time was awful for this thing. I mean, no one picked it up. They did eventually buff it, and I will say it did get better near the end of the season. So if you landed somewhere like Tilted and you got your hands on that, you weren't immediately dead. Come over here. Or not. Alright. So if you got it, you weren't immediately dead. You still had some hope. The DMR was introduced this season, and I actually really liked it. I know there are some people who did not care for the DMR at all, but for me it was an interesting take. You know, you basically had a sniper rifle, but it was also like an AR, you know, and it was a lot better than the scoped assault rifle. Um, yeah, better than the scoped assault rifle. Whoa, now. This season we had the introduction of the reality tree, which was the main focus of season 3. I'm gonna be honest, I did not land reality falls, sorry, that often. It honestly hurt my eyes every single time I loaded into a game, and there was this big old tree right here. It was interesting, yeah, sure, big old tree with that was blooming, but it got bored. It didn't stay interesting. The map changes were there in season 3, unlike season 2, which had no map changes ever. I mean, we literally have poop stains in the water from where there could have been great changes in season 2, but there were not. Instead, they were the bane of my existence, and every time there was a downtime, you know, it's done for season 2. We're done with season 2. We're done. Season 3's map changes. This dude is serious. Miss me with that. Oh, you're so dead. You're so dead. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're actually done. I need to reload. This dude's on me? Oh! That's a good shot. That's a good one right there. Ooh, in the mid-air too. That's a nice one. That was hot. We need to move. Yeah, season three's map changes. They were there. We had POIs be slowly taken over by the reality tree, and every game, there's a twist to this. Every game, it would switch to a version of that POI, but as a version of another old POI. So I think the first one to change was Logjam, and they all became different versions of their POI. So Logjam became Logjam Junction, and am I gonna make this? I am not gonna make this. I'm gonna start popping this medkit. There's a dude shooting. My guy, we are in zone. No, it's not the time. Oh, am I gonna make this? All right, we're gonna pop this now. Yeah. So Logjam Junction, it was interesting at first. It was like, okay, we have some great potential with this. So, it started out, I think we had the Colosseum, a Viking area, and I don't remember what the third one was, but there was a third one. I don't remember right now. So yeah, it was rotating between those three every single match. And then we got Butter Barn, which was Neo Tilted, the Colosseum, and Coral Castle. And then we had Shiny Sound, which was the Colosseum, Coral Castle, and Neo Tilted. And then we had down here, which was an Indiana Jones theme where no one landed at all. And we also had Condo Canyon change, which was, you probably guessed it, Viking area, Coral Castle, and Colosseum. Those were all the. Oh, well, you also got Lazy Lagoon back. Whoop-de-doo. It was fun while we got it. For the first time. Ooh, I might not be able to make this. All right, no, we got this. It was fun while we initially had it. There's nothing there. Great, wasted my time. Ooh, Rocket League's about to make his clutch up. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, Rocket League. Come on now. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. It's all up to Rocket League. Alright, come on. Come on, man. Stop messing me up. I don't think anyone's right here. If they are, I'm dead. So yeah, that was all the map changes we got for the entirety of. Oh, I just got set up. For the entirety of Season 3. It gets a little boring going to different POIs, but then you end up going to the exact same POIs. Just a little boring, Just like, wow, this is tasteless. And then they made it worse on the last update by taking away their ability to change between POIs. Why would you do that? Why? You had something that almost made them good, and then just made them, yeah, I never want to land here again. Logjam used to be an interesting POI. Now, I never land there anymore. You see how that kind of has a little bit of an effect to them? But anyways, there was one good thing to come out of Season 3. And it wasn't an event, because there was no storyline this season. It was, the theme was vibing, alright? What more do you want? Me, personally, I would have liked some storyline. But, we can't be choosers. Players can't be choosers. We did get one good thing. And shockingly, with as much as this happens, that one good thing was a collab. This season, we got the best collab that would ever grace this game. And that was Dragon Ball Z. I see this guy. The loser. Trying to ruin my video. Hmm. Is that him? I see you. I'm just gonna run, honestly. Sounds like a good plan. I'm going. You know, they're all fighting. One of them's definitely gonna die within the next 5 seconds. Oh, one of them did. You know, let's go for a little jog. You know, nothing wrong with a little jog. You know, woohoo! Uh, Dragon Ball Z, best collab to ever grace this game, by far. We had amazing skins. I did even get the Goku skin. Have I worn it in months? No, but that's not important because I can die saying I had the Goku skin in Fortnite day one. That dude definitely is trying to run me over right now. Like he sees. Ooh, that's for me. Listen, man, I'm just trying to live, right? I need to go back? Oh my gosh. Not been paying attention. I have not been paying attention to this game. Dude, we had amazing mythics. We had the Nimbus Cloud, which is just a retexture of the Witch's Broom, which is just a retexture of the, what was it, Silver Surfer mythic from Chapter 2. But it was fun, you know? Nimbus Cloud, you know? The real highlight was the Kamehameha. How did I just mess that up? Okay. The Kamehameha mythic. A blue orb that would allow you to literally send a nuke down onto the player of your choice. And it would always taunt them, too. And if you were the one who was being used on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The blue screen of death would occur every time, and you heard those fateful words. I'm not repeating it, because I'm not trying to sound like an anime nerd, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you saw that screen, and you heard those words, you know you're about to meet face to face the lobby. Not the greatest feeling. But when you're the one using the Kamehameha, you feel like you just won the match. And a lot of times you did. It was crazy. You could also have duels with people where you would go face to face with them and have a Kamehameha fight. And you could actually collide. They actually had physics. So you could actually push your two. I need to run. Push your two mythics together. And, you know, whoever did it last basically won. Because, you know, they didn't always start at the same time. So it was fun, you know. Dragon Ball Z time was a fun time for season 3. Sadly, that was the only fun time though, because this season was even worse than season 2. I never want to experience season 3 again. The map was interesting, you know, the first week, and then it got boring going over and seeing, oh, it's blue. That's crazy, you know. Got a little boring. So, you know, all those reasons are why I do not like season 3. Now, finally, we have season 4. I'm going to try and make this go with the rest of the game. Season 4 has actually been pretty good in my opinion. You know, we've had an interesting updated map. We've had, you know, we have this Herald Sanctum, and we've had an actual storyline this season. You know, we learned that the Nothing is part of the last reality, so we're gonna have to deal with them soon. You know, we had 2 parts of the story. You know, quests weren't that really helpful for a storyline. We had an interesting map, you know, map changes almost every update. I think this last update was the only only time the map didn't get updated. You know, the reality biome got a little interesting this season. You know, it got all orange, and there's now no blinding light whenever you go onto the vinyl bus. You know, now it's all chrome. You know, and we got a new interesting mechanic this season, which was pretty fun. You know, you get to turn into a blob halfway through the game and just like run around, and it's actually pretty quick. Um, like POIs are getting infected by the Chrome. You know, you got Lustrous Lagoon now, Tainted Towers, Flutterbarn, Cloudy Condos, Chrome Jam Junction. You know, a lot of interesting places. The map has to be a 9 out of 10 this season. Not as good as Season 1. I would much prefer Season 1. But this is a good step forward for a last season. Now, the Battle Pass. I didn't touch on the Season 3 Battle Pass. The Battle Pass was alright. You know, I think one good skin. One skin that I'll actually use in the future. So it's like a 6 out of 10 for me. Battle Pass this season. I like it, you know? Am I going to use many of the skins that often? Absolutely not. No, I'm not touching one of them. Maybe Paradigm, maybe Spider-Gwen. So that's 2 I may actually decide to use in the future. But other than that, there's not a single one I'm using. I like Lennox Rose. It's my favorite skin in the Battle Pass, but I'm never touching that skin. Ever. No, I know I'm not. I just like the aesthetic it gives me, or the vibes the skin has, Am I going to use it? No, absolutely not. But I like the skin. So the Battle Pass is probably like a 7 out of 10 this time for me. The loot pool is good. We got some new weapons. We got the Goo Gun, which I've been using all this season. We got the new Cobra DMR, which is an even better version of the previous DMR. What is that? So we got an even better version of the previous DMR. We have some Chapter 2 weapons, actually, finally, like older weapons. We have the Lever Action Shotgun, which is my favorite shotgun, returning. We have the Rapid-Fire SMG coming back. What else do we have? We had the introduction of keys, which are actually super helpful. Just being able to collect keys randomly throughout the match and then going across the island to open a vault. Interesting. Yeah, not great. Not that great of weapons, or like assault rifles. I mean, didn't have the best selection. But is there a guy in here? I really hope not. You're gonna wish you'd never done that. You were gonna wish you'd fight back. And I'm screwed, actually. Oh, no, I'm the screwed one. Ooh, I'm dead. Like, I'm actually... Ooh, I'm actually screwed. What the heck? Popping this, This is not a great condition. It's not a great spot. Oh! I can't build. Ooh. We're safe. It'll be alright. Ooh! I know there's a guy right here. But in all honesty, I do not care. I just messed myself up even more. Let's take this guy out. Me and you. 1v1. I'm not even mad, honestly. Like, But yeah, season 4 has been good. You know, second favorite season of this chapter. This video is 45 minutes long. I gotta edit it. I'm not doing that. All right. See you guys. See you guys for the event tomorrow.